Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Black Women Speak. I am Giselle Shapiro, founder and CEO of Black Women Speak, the movement, the network, the upcoming book, and yes, we are focusing on the Black Women Speak book series. I'm also the senior producer of Black Women Speak Network. And I am so honored today to be interviewing Dr. Ruth Pauline Plummer. She's a sister with a servant's heart of gold. She is the founder and CEO of Covenant Daughters International and an award-winning gospel recording artist. And one of our co-authors in Black Women Speak. It's time we tell our stories. How are you today, Dr. Pauline?
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you so much for that kind. And I didn't pay her, you guys, to say that. Your kind words. And first of all, I just want to say to you, it's just an honor to be with you today, and for all of the work that you're doing to help to magnify our voices in this time, and especially in this critical time that we're living in. Thank you for having me, and it's good to be here with you. And I'm doing great. I'm doing great, actually. My husband and I just relocated to Israel. Mm-hmm. We are here getting acclimated and just loving every minute of it.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, Dr. Pauline, can you share a little bit about your amazing background with our audience?
Well, sure. I grew up, I was born and raised in northern part of Louisiana. I grew up in a very small town in northern Louisiana called Bastrop, Louisiana, which is population very, very small. And I was born after the Jim Crow laws had passed. Mm-hmm. And so I was born and raised there, moved away and went to the big city. And then, my journey has been that of my industry is the beauty industry, and also in ministry for the last 25 years, as well as a community organizer, and founded Covenant Daughters International Ministries, which is a global women's ministry where we help to position women in their roles that they play, and to equip them and to empower them with the tools that are necessary for them to be victorious and successful in whatever role in life that they play.
It's wonderful, and I enjoy looking at all of the amazing work that you've done, and you share it on Facebook, and I'm just super proud to know you, and I just know that you're making an enormous difference in the lives of so many women. You're a women's empowerment coach, so you actually helped me at one part of, with one part of my journey. And I really thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, Dr. Pauline, for all that you do and continue to do. Your chapter in the book is entitled, I Am Not My Color. How did you come up with that title? And can you share a little bit about your story?
Yes, that title comes from my actual experience in journeying through my professional as well as ministerial career. And as an African-American woman, sometimes we are refined, we are restricted, we are limited because in our minds, we think that it's our color. And one of the things that going through life and being able to accomplish some of the things that I've accomplished, I had to understand and come to reason with myself that I am not my color, but it's my character that will determine how far or how successful I can be. So that's, just from experiences, coming, as you are, coming along your journey, there are people who will limit you by your color. They will restrict you because of your color. Mm-hmm. But when you come into agreement with that, mm-hmm. then it's no longer them that's restricting you. It's you restricting you. And so I've had to overcome those challenges of not only being restricted by my color, but being restricted by my gender, and realizing that really the only restraints that anyone can put on you is their paradigm of you or their narrative of you. But when you, find out who you are, when you find out why God created you, when you find out what your purpose is, what contribution you have to make to mankind, and know that he has given you everything that you need in order to do that, but it's inside of you. When you come to grips with understanding who you are, and it's not your gender, and it's not your color, you'll be able to embrace what it is that he has for you, and to allow him to help cultivate those skill sets, cultivate those talents and those gifts, and bring them out to be that beautiful gift that you are to humanity.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm sure the women who are listening to you right now can't wait to read your story, because it is truly beautiful, and it can help any woman that's looking or searching to try to find her sense of purpose and reason for being. And you've done that, and you're so influential and powerful in conveying that. So I really highly respect you so much. And tell me, what compelled you to be in this historical book?
Well, when you first, approached me about it, instantly, because of the timing that we're in, and the ills of society that we are faced with, we're not only faced with COVID-19, we're not only faced with, the economic crisis as a result that this has brought, or, we're not only facing, political situations that determine our future and so forth, but we're facing, as a people, as African Americans, we're facing this crisis of identity. Yes. And I believe that women are the custodials of our community. Therefore, what we say matter. So when you approached me about the book, about, being a part of it, instantly, I knew that this was something I needed to be a part of, because it is time for us to speak. It is time for us to speak and to understand that we have a voice, and understand that if we're going to save the next generation, then we're going to have to begin to speak. And they're going to have to hear our stories, because one of the things that we know in our African American community is that our children know the voice of their mother. I don't care where they are, they know the voice of their mothers. They can be in the drug houses, they can be on the street, they can be in bad places. Come on, but when they hear the voice of mama, come on, mama's voice will cause them to at least take a second look or to listen. And so I believe that not only are we, have to speak, but we have to speak to this generation and to let them know that we have been where they've been. Of course, we don't have the same challenges that they have,
right?
Because I know when I was growing up, I experienced racism and firsthand. Our children are experiencing it in a different way, and they have to learn how to deal with it. And it's not going to come as a result of them responding with these, or responding, in a way that will not further our cause in America, and help people to see that we have value. And so I believe that it's time for mama to speak.
Amen.
To her. So that's why, I believe that it's so critical in what you're doing.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. And God bless you. And can you share 2 or 3 pieces of advice to help our audience deal with today's times?
Yes. Well, for me, I can only speak from my experiences and what has happened during this time. And during this time, my relationship with God has been so important to me. To
Me
know
too.
that his plans are not to hurt me or to harm me, but to
Mm-hmm.
give me hope and an expected end. And to know that what he started in me, he's going to finish. So no matter what is happening around me, he's not finished with me yet. My work
Exactly.
is, so therefore I'm not done. And to know that he's with me, that's number one. Number two is to understand the time in which we're living in. Understand the culture, understand this world, the world from a global perspective, and not just from my little narrative or my little perspective, but to understand globally what is going on in every area, in every aspect, whether it's financially, whether it's politically, spiritually, relationally. You gotta know what's going on. So you have the knowledge and information that you need in order for you to survive in this hour. Because one of the things is that you cannot win with the old battles that you've used. With the old
Absolutely.
weapons that you've used, you got to get the weapons of today. And so that's going to come with you applying yourself and then, preparing yourself. And then thirdly, I would say that has helped me is to not become focused on myself or my own needs, but look outward and see how you can be a blessing to someone else. That in this time that you might not feel that you have strength, but if you look at someone else outside of yourself and to see how you can contribute to making this time that we are all living in better for someone else, easier for someone else, then that will first of all help you stimulate your heart rate. Come on.
Yes.
To regulate your mindset, and will also set you up, come on, for a blessing. Because
Absolutely.
without it being given back to you. And so those are the three things that I would advise. That number one, my relationship with God and knowing that he has a plan and a purpose for my life, okay? No matter how much fear is running rapid, whatever the reports are, I know that if God is for me, who can be against me? And I know that what he started in me, he hasn't finished, okay? I know that people are dying around me, and I'm so hurt. But if I wake up in the morning and I got breath, that means that he still has a plan and a purpose for me. And so understanding that. Number two, understanding what's going on around you globally, not just in your house, your four and no more, or in your neighborhood, or in your community, or in your city, or in your state, but know what's going on, not just in your country, but globally. Know what's going on. Keep yourself up what's going on. And then thirdly, be a blessing to someone else. See how you can just use whatever you have. It could be an encouraging word, or it could be you going to volunteer, but take the focus off of what you need right now and to find whatever you have in your hand to bless somebody else with. And I think that with those three things have helped me. I have shifted my focus off of myself.
Absolutely.
And shifted my focus on others. And so I would say that those are the three things.
Those are beautiful. And I took it to heart. And I understand perfectly. We are stronger together, and we need each other more than ever now in today's times. And tell me, Dr. Pauline, what are your thoughts on racism and being a Black woman?
My thoughts on racism, I feel that anytime a person is demeaned, devalued, or degraded because of the color of their skin, which they didn't choose. Come on. They didn't choose. We didn't choose what color we're going to be. We didn't create ourselves. And so God created all mankind, all, whether you're Black, brown, whatever. He created us all a human race.
Yes.
We are all, we all are to embrace each other's differences and to look at what are the similarities as well. What do we have in common? Racism, as I've experienced it, as I said first on, I've always been the first African-American young woman in a lot of different arenas, in media, in Christian television, in the beauty industry. I've always kind of been that first. But my childhood, kind of dealing with the racism or the race card issue prepared me for what I had to deal with. And so what do I think about racism? I think it's evil. I think it's just terrible. But I don't think that we as a people are going to overcome it when we're looking for validation from someone who didn't create us. We have to look for validation from the one who's created us. And we have to see that we don't need permission.
Exactly.
To be valued. We don't need permission to be equal. We have to see ourselves equal and to help others understand why it's important for them to realize that we are equal.
Absolutely.
So that's how I feel about racism. I think it's terrible. But that's why I am really on a journey to help, especially, our people, African American, our youth, especially, that you have identity, you have value, and you have worth, and you are not in slavery anymore. You are not in slavery anymore. Physically, you're not. I know that we say, well, we are still, in slavery. We're only in the slavery that we allow our minds.
That's right.
But physically, we've been set free. God has set us free. And when we realize that what God has started in us, He's the one that He is continuing to deliver us, but He has to deliver our mindset. So racism, is just a tool that causes us to be stagnated.
Yes.
We can't give an account for what someone else does, but we have to be careful that we do not become what we hate.
Yes, that's a good point.
Okay, so my job is to help, especially my people, find who they are, find your beauty, find your purpose, because that's what I did. When I looked around me and I couldn't see anything that
represented
that represented my hopes and my dreams. I had to look in and I had to pull it out, and I had to take the courage and the strength that God had given me, and to be able to stand boldly in what I believed.
Absolutely.
And when you are free to be yourself, you free others themselves.
Yes, I wholeheartely agree.
So
absolutely.
When you to be yourself, then you don't ask people to give you permission.
Exactly.
To be who you are. So that's how I see racism.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Free your mind. Trust in God. You were created by God. You walk in God's power and have a giving heart, because we all need each other. We are stronger together. We need each other.
Yes.
Okay. And I thank you so much, Dr. Pauline. And before we part, do you believe the world needs more Black women to share their stories, and why?
Yes, I believe that now is a time when, especially as, I'm so concerned about our families and women, Black women especially, have a higher rate of being single parents, in today's society. And so therefore, I believe that her voice is heard, because her voice reveals who she is. It reveals her wisdom and her thoughts. And I believe that we need to be more represented, not in a negative way, but that we are smart, we're intelligent, we're educated, we are mothers, and we embrace it. We are wives. We embrace every role that life has to offer. And I believe that especially our people, especially our young girls, need to see us, need to hear us, need to feel us, and need to know us. And society needs to do the same thing.
Yes.
Because they have kind of put us in a box. And so I believe that it is important that we are represented on a global scale, and that our voices are heard, so that we can create we can control our own narrative.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of future generations.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pauline. This has been a pleasure and a delight. And I just love you to death because you are my sister. You are truly my sister. And y'all can share her too, because you're going to read the story, you're going to be a part of her mission, and you're going to create your own, because we all need to be seen, heard, and acknowledged, revered, respected for who we are, because we are God's children, and we're here with a sense of purpose, an unwavering sense of purpose. Come on and stand with us, because we are truly stronger together. And I want to thank you so much, Dr. Pauline. This has been a pleasure. And I'm super excited about sharing the book with all of you. Black Women Speak. It's time we tell our stories. Pick up your copy. Pick up a copy for a sister that you love at the website www.blackwomenspeakthebook.com. This is Giselle Shapiro, and I just want to tell you that I love you all, and blessings and goodbye, and we'll see you the next time on Black Women Speak. God bless. Bye.
Bye.